And good morning and welcome to the morning after. As we begin today, we'll recap everything that happened last night. As we're waking up, learning that we had 2 deaths in the state of Mississippi last night. Keep them in your prayers. Madison County is where that happened. We'll go over that in just a little bit as we look at local and national headlines across America. Just a shame that happened there. We'll tell you about everything that went on locally. We were very fortunate. We did have damage in areas, but put that mic right there. But no major incidents. Definitely no loss of life. Isn't that wonderful? We'll tell you more about all of that coming up this morning. Right now, it's rather chilly as we get this day underway. 51 right now. The wind chill setting at 47 right now. It's got a little burr in it. I see somebody else with short sleeve shirts on. I may have had it 80 in here with the heaters going this morning. A little thin blood. We'll be right back as we get our day underway. Let's go to Collinsville now. Check in to see what First Baptist has to say.
The world around us is full of amazing creations. You know, God is a wonderful designer and builder of everything around us. And there are innumerable things we could marvel at, but one of the most marvelous creations God ever created is a mother. Mothers are amazing. I mean, their bodies are designed to bring forth new life and to sustain it. But that's just not true of their bodies. It's also true of their hearts and minds, right? Mothers strongly love their babies, even ferociously love their babies. I mean, just ask the grizzly mama bear out in Montana. Mothers literally pour themselves into their babies and gently care for them, willingly sacrificing themselves for this new life. Well, in light of that reality, here's an interesting thought. Apostle Paul says that's how Christian leaders should approach the ministry with new Christians, like a mother caring for her baby. Speaking of how he and the other leaders ministered to those new believers there in the city of Corinth, Apostle Paul says in 1 Thessalonians 2, 7 and 8, "But we prove to be gentle among you as a nursing mother tenderly cares for her own children. In this way, having fond affection for you, we were pleased to impart to you not only the gospel of God, but also our own lives, because you had become beloved to us." Now that description may sound strange thinking about men, but don't let the comparison throw you off. What he's saying is that Christian leaders, particularly pastors, should tenderly care for their people, especially the new Christians among them. They should have a fond affection for their people such that they're driven not only to share the good news and the good teachings of the Bible, but also their very lives. Friends, if you have Christian leaders who minister to you like that, you are blessed. And you should find a way today to let them know how much you appreciate them. They are pouring themselves out for you and into you. And that's a tough job, and they could certainly use some encouragement. So give it to them. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that. Always good. They'll have church services tonight. Always good to go there. Hope you'll enjoy yourself and go by and see them. As we begin our day, did you watch the address last night? There's a lot of Americans who did, and we'll get into who approved, who didn't approve. We've got a lot coming up with that coming up at the top of the hour as well. As I look at a CBS poll, this is shocking that it was CBS, 76% of Americans approved of the speech last night. 23% did not. 76, that's pretty strong. I know they had a rebuttal afterwards. I didn't watch it. I didn't see the use to it. We'll talk about the big one-liner coming up. I thought I'd show this morning. There's a lot of us who still like Maggie May. I may have been 1 year old when the song came out, but boy, it was still good, and it is today. Rod Stewart still performing on stage. They got a glimpse of this from one of his concerts. And again, this guy looks really younger than a lot of people that I see that are in their 50s. This is Rod on stage last week. This is from Daily Mail. 80 years old. Now look at that.
He's still going.
He is still blowing and going. Rod Stewart, the man has many talents. He can also fight with hotel employees when necessary.
Yeah.
He settled that, by the way. All that's behind him now. But Rod Stewart, boy, he sure does that. We got from Truth Social this morning. I thought I'd read this. This was I guess you would call it a tweet from Donald. All federal funding will stop for any college, school, or university that allows illegal protest. Agitators will be imprisoned or permanently sent back to the country from which they came. American students will be permanently expelled, depending on the crime arrested. No mask. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald J. Trump. I think he means that. How many times have we seen this in these universities where this goes on and on for days and they protest and protest? And the people that are really there to get an education can't. I think we got a memo and that's going to stop. It's good. There's a lot of people panicking over this. But if you're not using it, sell it. My wife often tells me that with several cars that I've got sitting around. Trump's doing it. 443 federal properties are going up for sale that he says we're just simply not using. You might could get a deal somewhere. What else do we have this morning? Washington, D.C., and I think most of us, as we go here, and I'll show you this on Twitter. Do you remember in Washington, D.C., where that plaza was, where they named it Black Lives Matter Plaza? It's going to be renamed. I think it's going to be repainted, all of that. That's happening this week as that's changing in D.C. Let's see, we'll save that there for the morning show. What else do we have going on this morning? Los Angeles County, I don't know how someone could do this. Los Angeles is what we're talking about. And as we have juveniles that have to go to jail, we know that. We have a probation officer who's in trouble, who is more or less staging gladiator fights among kids. He's been arrested. That's sort of what that movie, Jason Statham, how do you say his name? To where he was in prison and they done the car wreck and then you could, the car race and you could pay per view to watch it. Similar to that. Not exactly, but who could do that to children? He's in trouble now. He'll have to pay for what he's done there. Now, Fox News, I think of the thing that stole the show last night. And I probably should have put all this in order the way it went down. But I really feel this was, and you know what it reminded me of? Meridian, Mississippi.
Yes, it did.
As I thought about this, as this little boy was there who has cancer and wants to be a police officer. And they've done this in Meridian there to a little fellow there that has been promoted. Did y'all see this last night? This little fella here wanted to be a police officer, and I think they put him right on in.
Secret Service.
Secret Service. He got his badge, whole 9 yards. Did you see his face?
Oh, his eyes.
It was priceless. And he made that little kid's life.
Whole life.
He did.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that. To me, that was the show stealer from last night. This is one of the, and I know a lot of this stuff is legal now, and some of it has some really good effects for people who are suffering from cancer, and I'm talking about gummies and things of that nature. But if you buy these products, they need to be put up way away from anyone to where they cannot be gotten by children. We go to New York, and 11 middle school children were sent to the hospital. Somebody brought a whole bag of them, passed them out. All of them got sick and had to go to the hospital. They're still investigating, but I can bet you this, it would probably track back to a parent, something like that, or someone who's selling things they shouldn't at school. One of the two things. That's a shame, but I think they're going to be okay, but still, that shouldn't have happened, should it? Do y'all remember, and we've talked about this before, what was this, 2, 3, 4 years ago, to where we saw the headline to where the IRS was going to be hiring some 90,000 agents that were going to start coming after your taxes, investigating you, and they would be armed with guns, as I remember. Yeah. They're drafting a plan now to cut half of its workforce. The American people just can't take much more taxes. And I mean that on a local level as well. If you currently serve as someone that, as a spokesperson for the people, you've really, really got to reevaluate what's going on. Spend the people's money as if it were your own. And if you can't spend your own wisely, you definitely don't need to be in the position that you're in. We can't take higher taxes on homes. We can't take higher taxes at the store. Fuel. The list goes on and on. It's got to stop. The American people need a break. Spend wisely. Or, well, get voted out. Oh, which we will speak about that coming up. What do they call that? I put that on the headline on that. Political suicide. We'll talk about that at the top of the hour when we get into local headlines. I didn't. You remember the show that Keith Sutherland was in, Designated Survivor?
Yeah.
They actually had one. They told who it was afterwards. I don't think they used to really tell who it was. It was the VA Secretary, Doug Collins, who was that person last night. And they really do that to where they take one person from Congress, put them in a bunker in case something were to happen to everyone else. And they would come out as president. He was it last night. Worth knowing there. There was a lot of people that got upset, got their feathers ruffled by this last night. But the facts were true. How many lives did we lose? It was astronomical, the lives that were lost when we built the Panama Canal. Y'all remember that? It was thousands. And I don't have the exact number in front of me. Labor intensive, and then we ended up giving that away. The United States plans on taking it back. It's said to have broken the lease agreement or the way it was put up, and it will get a new name. We'll see what happens with that. That's coming up, and that was passed on to Marco.
22,000 to 27,609 people.
Somewhere between 22 to 27,000 people lost their lives. And if you'll remember this, they were paid a lot of money to go, but the odds of coming back home were slim too. They went. It was 22,000 to 27 that didn't make it home, trying to provide and make a better living for their family. Whoa. Always, Louisiana and Florida, places like that. And I've even seen a few in Mississippi. Gators, they bother me. I don't care to go swimming, know where they are, and I don't really care to be in a boat where they are. I just feel like they could get in there. I don't know if they can or not. But we see a woman that was paddling in a little boat. She got attacked in Florida. Bitter. She's going to live, but folks, that ain't cool. I don't like, what was that song? I don't like spiders and snakes, and I think they need to add alligators to it. Aren't they on some endangered list or something?
I think they used to be.
I'm thinking a great pair of boots. Just go right on with it. We'll see about all of that. We have one postal employee that has lost their life at a United States Postal Service center. The suspect still at large. This happened in Seattle. And goes back to that term from years ago, and y'all know the term that I'm talking about, where people lost their wits. Someone's lost their life. We really hate that. I don't, this is awful before I go here. Now, I've never heard of him. Maybe he's big. I'm not real sure. But this would be near Fort Worth, Texas is where this took place. I often rely on Odie for helping me out with other music genres. There's a rapper named G Money Little Ronnie. Now, although his name is humorous, this is sad, folks. He was in a car wash with his little 5-year-old girl. He and her both were gunned down. Texas, Fort Worth is where it all went down. Just as though, y'all remember that was in Memphis, the guy that was the rapper up there that was getting cookies. They got killed getting cookies. It just seems to go hand in hand with rapping. I don't understand it. We hate that. And a lot of these, even back to Tupac, happens in a very public place at a red light, and they're attacked without warning. Now, we don't know the circumstances, who done it, or what was going on, the politics behind it. Well, this is a shock. I've known this name forever when it comes to sports. Jimmy Johnson, y'all remember that? He's getting ready to retire from Fox's NFL program after 31 years, taking it to the house. It's a face we all know. He's always looks like he's mad. He's going to the house there. Do you remember the Los Angeles fire chief that got fired? Wasn't doing her job. She went to the Civil Service Board, and they're not going to let her come back. It's over. Game over. We'll save his name here coming up in just a moment there. This happens a lot, and this comes out of Canada. Have y'all heard about the scam to where and they target elderly people? They've arrested 6 people, is why I'm going on this. They were out of Canada. You pick up the phone, and they've really practiced this. They've done research, and they name your grandchild's name and say he's in jail or she's in jail, and you've got to pay X amount of dollars. or they're going to jail. And a lot of elderly people panic over this and believe it. They know names. They got information about them. $21 million from these 6 people has been accounted from that scam. $21 million. Y'all think about how many people they called and harassed. It was out of Quebec. That little governor can have them back, and we need our money back from them.
Yep.
I don't know how you go about doing this because they're real particular nowadays. It used to be called scalping, didn't it? You'd stand out in front of a concert and sell tickets. We have a pair that's charged with stealing Taylor Swift tickets, and they made over $600,000 with them. I knew she was popular, but man, $600,000? That's pretty strong, wasn't it? We'll get into your forecast next. What's going to happen today? A hint on that? Ooh, it's going to be windy. That's up and coming. We'll get into your forecast in just a moment.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. And welcome back as we get into our forecast now.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Got a little off track there. Sorry about that as we were getting some more information in this morning. We go back for our record highs and our record lows. 1974, we had a high of 85. We'll go back to 78. Our low for the day was 18 degrees in 78. That's been a little while ago. As we glance about what will happen today, the high should be no more than 58 is what we're looking for. They dropped that a couple degrees. We were looking at 60 as we go northward toward Columbus. 55. We'll go down the Mississippi River from 53 to the biggest high there at Natchez at 58. As we go east into Bama, we should see 58-ish, the same thing. A little bit cooler there. Look at Birmingham, 54 in areas north there. Hamilton, somewhere around 50 in the extreme northwest corner there of Alabama. As we come across, let's talk about this. This is going to be very strong today. As we have 20 to 25 mile an hour sustained winds, we'll have gusts anywhere from 30 to 35, even in sometimes up to 45 miles an hour. This could down more trees. Travel may be difficult to travel. Keep that in mind. Now, this area here, as we get into Clark County and to Jasper County, most portions of Jasper will be a limited threat. It'll be a level 1 there. 40 mile an hour gust, but it's going to be heavy here in the Meridian area and all points north and west of Meridian. Y'all be careful. Watch this. We got a lot of loose ground out there from all this rain, and trees can topple, and yes, it will bring more power outages to the area. As we look at this, warmer weather in store for us as we look at our outlook for the next few days. Here's the 7-day forecast. As today, we're only getting 58. Tomorrow, a tad warmer, but by the weekend, we'll kick it off on Friday with a normal day. It'll be spring-like, 74 with a low of 51, back to 70 on Saturday. Not bad. A little slight chance of showers there at 40%. By Sunday, we're hitting 62. Still not bad. You might need a small jacket that day. And then as we begin the new week, we'll kick it off at 70, 75. Isn't that good for next week? Now, we go ahead and look at this. 81 on the 14th. A week from this Friday, up to 81 there. We'll get a couple of nights of 70-degree-ish weather there, but overall we're going anywhere from 70 to 75. Not bad weather at all. Let's take a look at what we've got when it comes to our fishing calendar today. A better day to fish, but backlashes are expected, as we'll have wind gusts 15 to 20 and gusts as high as 35, and then with high winds could even go higher than that at times. Our major times to fish today is going to be about 4 o'clock this afternoon, 4 until dark 30, till about 6:15 there. Our sunrise happened at 6:16 this morning, and sunset is being pushed to at least 555 this afternoon. Not bad at all. We are getting word that there was another death in the state of Mississippi. It will bring it to 3 related to storms, and we'll talk more about that coming up here in just a moment. At the top of the hour, as we'll bring you all things local. This one's a little bit closer to home, as we'll get more information on that in just a moment. It is a gorgeous Wednesday. We're at midweek. We've got all things coming up. We're about roughly, if I'm looking at the clock right, about 5 minutes away from the morning show starting. Join us, won't you? Grab a cup of coffee. If you got your biscuit, drag it on over, fire everything up. You can put us on the big TV. Easy to do there through YouTube. We'll see you in just a moment. Odie joins me at the Scotty Ray Report at the top of the hour.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.